welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nicole and this is my channel with my sister. We did a poll on our Instagram stories asking our followers if they wanted to see videos of us together and then also some separate videos of us kind of showing our interests and hobbies and more personal stuff about just her and I. So majority of people voted for us to do videos together but also do videos separate and showing our own lives and our own interests. I am super into health and fitness and that is kind of what I'm passionate about. I love working out and eating healthy and cooking, so I'm gonna be showing you guys a lot of that stuff. But let's get into today's video. So if you guys are here to learn how to grow your butt without having to do squats, because let me tell you, it's very possible, then keep on watching this video. It's really freaking hot in here. So today we are gonna be talking about butts and how to grow your butt without surgery and injections and all that stuff. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna share with you guys my biggest tips on how I gained muscle in my glutes, what I ate, how much cardio I was doing, and how many times a week I was working out and all that stuff. I'm just gonna talk about my journey, what I did to get my butt. Not that I'm saying that I have a perfect butt or anything, but I did grow my butt a lot from what it was before. So get a pen, get some paper, or open the notes on your phone and start writing down everything I'm gonna tell you guys, because I swear by all of this stuff. This is how I went from this to this. And to some people that may not be like a huge drastic change or improvement. I'm so happy with how much muscle I built within a year and a half of time. I believe it was like a year to a year and a half. And I put so much hard work into it. So I love my butt, and I loved my butt before too, but I decided to start growing it. So why not share all of the amazing tips with you guys? Like I told you guys to grab a pen and paper, I have my notes written out here so I don't forget anything to tell you guys. Now, a misconception that is all over social media and all over the fitness world, I feel like, is that you need to do squats to build your butt, which is so false. It's just not needed. You do not need to be doing squats. And in the beginning of when I started working out, I started working out years ago and I wasn't concerned about my butt at all, but it was just up until 2 years ago where I wanted to grow my butt. And at that point, I was like, I guess I gotta do squats, which I wasn't really looking forward to because I have horrible knees. I dislocated my knees years ago, and ever since then, my knees are extremely sensitive. There's so many things that irritate them, and so the thought of doing squats to me was painful to my ears. Like I was like, really, I have to do squats? Do I really need to do this to be able to get a butt? Because that's what I wanted. So I started off with doing squats, and I was doing the barbell squats and I was going heavy. At one point I was doing 200-pound squats, and which is a lot. I'm a small person. I'm 5 foot and half an inch. The half inch counts. I'm just like a little person. So I'm not, that's a lot of weight for me. So I started squatting quite frequently. I was definitely seeing growth, and I was noticing that my butt was getting a little bit bigger. My legs were also getting bigger. Where was I? I noticed a difference. Like I said, I was noticing differences, and I was doing them for about 5 to 6 months. And then it got to a point where my knees were constantly hurting every single day. My back was hurting, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just stop with the heavy weight. Let me lower the weight a little bit, which I did. I still had a lot of pain in my knees and my back, and it was just so irritating to me because I was like, great, am I gonna have to stop doing squats? And is my butt not gonna grow now? And I was getting all freaked out about that. I stopped doing squats, and I honestly feel like my butt grew more than it was growing while I was doing squats. I didn't want to keep hurting my body. And the number one thing is, if you guys are feeling pain or discomfort, or you're just not feeling like fully comfortable in the exercise, you're doing something wrong. And it's either too much weight, you're not doing correct form, or you just shouldn't be doing it. And I realized that I should not have been doing the squats, and not even just heavy, just in general. Like it's so hard on my knees, and it just wasn't something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to damage my knees anymore. I'm not gonna damage my body just to have a butt. So I started doing different exercises. I started doing lunges and deadlifts and step ups. I also love to do leg press, and I started doing a bunch of different accessory exercises as well. So the number one thing is that you want to be doing compound exercises. Compound exercises are exercises that are gonna use multiple different muscle fibers, and that's going to really help grow that muscle. Other compound exercises are lunges, and there are many different ways that you can do lunges. There's walking lunges, there's split squats on the bench, which is another form of a lunge. There's alternating standing lunges. There's so many different ways you can do lunges, and lunges became one of my best friends. I love walking lunges. Walking lunges are great because it also engages your core. Not only are you working your glutes and your legs as well, but you're also working your core because you're engaging it. There are step-ups, which I still hate to this day. I try to not do step-ups as much as possible because I cannot stand doing step-ups. I don't know what it is. Honestly, they do kind of irritate my knees, and I just don't like them, but I do them. Those are great to do. Also deadlifts. You can do straight leg deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, single leg deadlifts. There's so many different ways to do those as well. And then you have hip thrusts. Hip thrusts, lunges, step-ups, and deadlifts became my best friends. I was doing those constantly. Like, I honestly wasn't even really switching up my workouts that much, and I noticed a huge difference. It's more of a difference than when I was doing squats. One thing you have to focus on is correct form. If you're not doing correct form, you're not gonna see any development. You also wanna make sure that you're using a good amount of weight. Of course, you wanna start out at something light, because if you're not used to doing these exercises, and if this is your first time working out in a long time, you don't wanna just go into it with 50-pound dumbbells, and then you're gonna hurt your body. Then you're gonna be in pain, and something could happen, and you could tear something. So if you haven't worked out in a long time, go into it slowly, and don't compete with other people. If you're in the gym and you see a girl doing deadlifts with 60 pounds, don't just do that just because you see another girl doing it. Do what you can do, and you'll work up to that. Every time I would work out, I would, like I mentioned, I constantly did hip thrust lunges, step ups, and deadlifts. And of course I would do different variations of those exercises, but I would increase my weight every single time, but only if I was able to. I wouldn't just force myself to do it. There were definitely times where I increased the weight and I was like, that hurt my back a little bit. I need to lower it back, and I need to work up to that point. You have to be able to work up to the point so that your body is comfortable. If you don't have the correct form, you should not be adding more weight because you're not doing it correctly, and that's when you can really get hurt. I'm really hot. So once you have the form down, that is when you can start increasing your weight. Only if you feel comfortable, only if your body really feels like, okay, I can handle this. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit about cardio. I love cardio. I used to be a cardio freak. When I wanted to gain muscle in my legs and my butt, I put cardio to the side for a good amount of time just because I didn't want it to hinder my growth process. And I know you can still do cardio if you are trying to gain muscle, for sure, but I was kind of trying to get that muscle growth as quickly as possible. So I was like, let me put cardio on the side and just focus on lifting, which I did. And I honestly think that helped me a lot. I'm glad that I did that, but I did gain weight everywhere else. So one thing that I don't want people to misunderstand is you don't have to fully stop doing cardio. If you love cardio, do cardio once or twice a week. If you're trying to gain muscle, if that's really your goal, I would really recommend decrease the cardio that you're doing every single week, because that can kind of hinder the process a little bit. So I would recommend doing cardio a little bit less if cardio is your thing. It takes a long time to gain muscle, and people think, oh, in 2 weeks my butt is going to be bigger and plumpier, and no. You need time. It's going to take a long time to gain muscle. It's not going to take a month. It's not going to take 2, but after 2.5, 3 months, you'll notice a difference. If you're working out and you're doing these compound exercises and accessory exercises as well, and you're not feeling tired and like you're really pushing yourself, you need to make it harder for yourself. Whether it's adding more weight or doing a longer workout, you need to be tired at the end of your workouts. You need to be feeling like you're really pushing and you're using a lot of your energy. This goes into my next topic, is food. You need to be feeding your body. You need to be eating a lot. If you want to gain muscle, you need to eat. And that's the bottom line. You need to be eating enough food for your body to actually gain muscle. In the beginning, I started using MyFitnessPal for like 3 weeks just to get an idea as to how much I should be eating every day to get to my caloric goal. So there's a certain amount of calories that we're supposed to be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And to gain muscle, you need to consume more than what you should be doing typically every other day. And of course, everybody has a different goal. So don't do certain things just because other people are doing them. If you want to look a certain way, go for it. You can get to that point. And I used to think to myself, oh, this girl's butt is fake. This girl's butt is fake. There's no way she grew her butt in the gym. There's a way. You can grow your butt in the gym. It's really not that hard. It's all about dedication and really just eating what you need to eat, really pushing yourself for your workouts, doing the proper exercises with proper form, increasing your weight every single time that you go to the gym, if it's possible, if your body can handle it, and doing the compound exercises. And after doing all of that for several months, you're going to see a increase in growth. And of course, everybody's body is different. So just because something worked for me doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. I'm just here because I want to give you guys tips, because I felt like I was always the lost child that I had no idea how everyone had these big butts, and I really wanted a big butt, and I was always in the gym, but I just wasn't putting as much work and effort into my workouts and eating as much as I should be to get to that point. So the next thing I want to get into is how frequently I was working out legs. I was probably working out 5 to 6 times a week, maybe 7 sometimes, but for legs, I was doing Mondays and Thursdays. So I was only doing legs twice a week. And a lot of people, I feel like when they think to themselves, oh, I want to start getting a big butt, or I want to focus on this muscle or that muscle, whatever, they focus on that muscle every single day. And your muscle needs resting time so that it can grow. So I would do Mondays for legs, and then Tuesday and Wednesday would be another workout, and Thursday was back at legs again. Now, the thing is, I made my decision on whether or not I was going to do legs that day based on if I was still sore. If I was still sore, I'd move it on to the next day. I wasn't going to freak out and be like, I need to do it again today. It's Thursday. I have to do legs. If I was sore, I was going to do legs on Friday. One thing that's really important with doing heavy weighted exercises is warming up. You always want to be warmed up, because if you're not warming up, you are more susceptible to getting injured while working out. Something that I see all over Instagram that a lot of people tend to believe that it's going to help grow your butt are the bands. I'm going to insert a picture right here so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm sure you've seen them all over Instagram. I love warming up with those bands. Those really engage my glute muscles. I warm up with those with a few different exercises before my workout for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then once I start my workout, I already feel like I'm really engaging my glute muscles. Those are great for warm-ups. And they're also good for working out if your goal isn't to gain muscle. The reason why those won't help you gain muscle is because you're not doing a full range of motion. You're doing such a small range of motion. To gain muscle, you really need to be focusing on full range of motion. When you see people doing the pulses, like the lunge pulses, and they're telling you that that's what's going to grow your butt, it's not. You need to make sure that you're going fully down and fully up again. Going into full range of motion is what's going to help you grow muscle. I hope that I gave you guys some good information, and I hope you took some good notes down. Get your butt in the gym. And if you guys want to see a workout routine, comment down below and let me know if you want to see those videos. And if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below. If you have any other questions, or if I didn't answer anything that you were curious about, make sure to comment your question down below or DM me on my Instagram. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye!